Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my Aggressive Casino Heist guide. This guide will serve as an updated version of the guide I uploaded last year, since it's a little bit outdated because both the heist and the strategies have changed. First up, location. The La Mesa arcade is going to be your best friend. It's the cheapest and it's also the closest to your casino. Very convenient. If you need some help with getting started on the heist itself and how to get started with all that stuff, there's an eye in the top right of your screen that will guide you to a video for that. Secondly, you will want to do the Casino Heist Jammer collectibles in order to unlock Avi Schwartzman. It shouldn't take more than an hour or two and you will immediately have the best hacker available. Also, make sure to scope out the casino completely so you won't have to do that mission ever again. And you can then just go ahead and just simply only check the vault contents and then move on to the heist. And if you need help with the Signal Jammer collectibles as well as scoping out the casino, again there's an eye in the top right of your screen for a video for both of these. And yes, you can do everything in an invite only session and do it solo. The only time you really need to have someone else is in the finale, which in my opinion you should always do with 2 players since it makes you the most money no matter what loot you have or how much you took with you. There's a total of 4 different types of loot you can get from the Vault Contents mission. Cash, gold, art and diamonds. Diamonds are tied to event weeks and they happen every few months. Cash is arguably the worst thing you can get, so even during regular weeks, just don't bother with them. There's a very easy way though to avoid getting cash. In the example I'm about to show you, this was recorded during when the diamond event week was going on, so please don't get confused with that. The method does not change. First you do the heist and pay the 25,000. Then you proceed to do the scope out missions like normal and see what the loot is. If it's cash like in my case, then you should call Lester and cancel the heist while you're still in the casino. Then you want to return back to your arcade and start up a new heist again, thus paying also the 25,000. When you do so, the game will automatically give you a new target. I happen to get lucky and I got diamonds. It's possible you will get the same target again, and if that's the case, then you can just cancel the heist again and repeat the before mentioned steps. Another neat little trick to lose cops without calling Lester, because during most prep missions you can't call him, is by giving Simeon a call and then requesting a job before you start a prep mission. Now you don't have to continuously do this, you just simply need one job invite. When you have a wanted level, you can then launch the job he sends you or accept any job invite you have and then back out of the job immediately. When you've done so, you will lose your wanted level and you can just simply move on with the heist. You will have to pick up the heist prep object again though. Speaking of moving on, you can also stop Lester from rambling on about the mission by giving any of your contacts in your phone a call, like for example your assistant or Brucey. As long as the contact usually picks up their phone, you will be okay. This allows the mission objective to also be shown a lot quicker, thus saving you a bunch of time in the long run. Next up is the crew. For aggressive, you will always get an SMG no matter what loadout you pick, so you can comfortably go with the cheapest loadout if you want to. It is advisable to go with at least Charlie for a better weapon though, as I personally feel that the SMG is pretty bad and the Assault's SMG will be that slight bit better. And if you want to have an even easier time, you can also go with Gustavo if you want to be completely hassle-free. But again, the SMG will be fine most of the time. For vehicles, you can go with the cheapest option as well and pick the Sentinel Classic, as it's the best option. And for the hacker, we'll be taking Avi Schwartzman. With the correct loot acquired and the crew set, it's time for the prep missions. On your screen you can see an overview of the missions you should and shouldn't be doing. Reinforced armor is also optional, but this is mainly when you're a higher rank and you can bring enough snacks and armor with you. If you're a lower rank, then it's worthwhile to do this mission because it will make your life a lot easier, because the protection that you do get from the armor is very significant. For the security passes, make sure to select the right one. Pay attention to what I'm showing on screen for the correct image, as well as the confirmation screen asking you if you want to do level 2 security passes. Without these passes, your life will become much more difficult, and even more so, you will start using terminal charges, which you're going to need during the vault. Moving on to the prep missions. The prep missions all have multiple variations. For unmarked weapons, there are 6 variations. Gankashi and Police Seizure are 2 very straightforward missions. Go here, take out a few dudes, take the weapons and lose the cops. Meriwether Weapons, where you kill a couple of Meriwether guards, steal the schedule and then take down a Titan. Now for this one, I would be using an explosive sniper, or any lock-on weapons or vehicles is definitely recommended. Military vehicles, where you go to Fort Zancudo to steal barrage. For this one, I would make sure to use the trick to lose the wanted level that I mentioned before to get rid of the 4-star wanted level as soon as you leave Fort Zancudo, so you can drive back to the arcade much easier. News vents, where you have to blow up the doors of 4 news vents in order to find the weapons and then drive it back to the arcade. This one you can either use a sticky bomb or any other explosive on the back doors. And once you found the correct news vent, you don't have to go after all the 3 others. And finally, smugglers. This one you can just fly or drive straight to the Tula floating in the water. Whether you take the jet skis that are parked for you or just throw your aircraft in the water, there's really no need to take out the smugglers. Just take the plane and fly to sunny shores. Also, make sure to use D-pad right or E on keyboard to go in hover mode and make landing a lot easier. For the getaway vehicles, there is a total of 7 variations, 2 of which are exclusive to Chester McCoy. And they're all pretty straightforward. Go here, take out a few dudes, take the car and leave. The airstrip one, however, can be a little bit annoying, so what you want to do is take out the drivers before they start their base. You can either use a sniper rifle from a distance or just use an assault rifle to take them out quickly so they don't drive away. If they happen to do drive away though, just wait until they finish the lap if you can't really reach them, and you should be able to steal the cars after they exit the vehicles. For the hacking device, you have to take out 1 or 2 agents, then get the security pass and then go to either the FIB building or the News HQ. If you have to go to the FIB building, then simply open your phone and find the suitcase with the Sightseer app in the bottom right of your phone. When you found the suitcase, then leave the building and lose the cops. If you're having a little bit of trouble with finding the suitcase, then make sure to check the toilets as well. I unfortunately speak from experience with that one. For the News HQ, you do the same thing as with the FIB building, but you can try to do this stealthy. But personally, I find it a waste of time, especially when you can lose the cops very easily. Make sure to go to the left and to the right to see if your signal increases, and check smaller hallways with the servers as well, because the suitcase can be located there too. For the vault keys, there are also 2 variations. Duggan's Goons, where you have to take out 2 security guards and take their vault keycards. For the drunk security guard, you can melee him to avoid alerting the cops, which would obviously be very favorable. If you have to steal the prison bus, then don't bother, because you can just head straight to the prison and then use lock-on missiles from your aircraft to find it in which tower the guard is that you're looking for. There are multiple guards though, but they have heavy snipers, so make sure to stay on the move so you don't get hit by those heavy snipers, because they will shoot you dead in one shot, which is never fun. Once you've taken them out, just simply go up the stairs in the right tower and just leave the area. For Dunkin Shipments, it's advisable that you use a weaponized aircraft like a Hydra, a Buzzard or a Oppressor Mark II, just to name a few examples. Doing Dunkin Shipments solo can be a little bit tough, so if you have someone available to help you out with this prep mission, then this would be very much advisable. When you do decide to do this with 2 players, then have 1 player take care of Los Santos and the other player take care of Blaine County. Typically, there are targets around Chumash, Fort Zancudo, Paleto Bay, and Grapeseed. If you're doing this solo, try to destroy at least 6 targets to make the finale at least doable. Anything less than this will become a guaranteed bad time, and if you feel like you've wasted too much time and you want to try it again, then you can find a new free roam session and the mission will be cancelled and you can try it again. For terminal charges, you simply have to go to Route 68 or LSIA, take out a few enemies and steal their terminal charges. It's pretty straightforward and not hard at all. For vault explosives, however, you're in for a treat. This mission can be very annoying, especially when you're playing solo. The best way to go about this one is to either grab a scuba suit at the marked location, equip your own by buying it at the clothes store, or buy a rebreather at the gun store and use that to dive. This way you won't have to worry about dying underwater because your character doesn't know how to breathe underwater yet. Make sure that you also bring enough snacks and armor so you can heal up when you get shot by the buzzard, because yes, that's going to happen a lot. An even easier way to do this is to use a Stromberg if you have one. Try to destroy the buzzards if you can, but focus on getting at least the vault explosive picked up once, so if you die, they will float underwater rather than being underwater and making your life more difficult than it needs to be. Now it's time for the finale. Make sure you have enough snacks and armor with you, and if you need some free snacks, you can grab them from Wendy inside of your arcade like shown on screen. The aggressive heist is different from the other two approaches because you already spotted and you have to shoot your way in and out of the casino. The best approach to tackle this heist is by taking it slow and steady if you're not familiar with the heist yet. You really want to try and focus on headshots as much as you can. The enemies won't stop respawning, so you want to stay on the move and keep going until you have to swipe the keycards. Before you do so, make sure that there is also no enemies around, so you have a couple of seconds to swipe the keycards. If you can't use a microphone to talk to your teammate, then keep an eye on when he or she swipes the card. If you swipe your card at the moment your teammate does, you should be fine. Once you're through, you simply want to make your way to the vault and start looting. In the example shown, I'm stealing art, which takes about 18 seconds. For gold, this takes 25 seconds, diamonds take 32 seconds, and cash takes 38 seconds. But like Lester FD at Georgia, cash is no longer king. If you have gold or diamonds, then start on the outside ring and leave the 2 or 3 cards in the middle for last. And try to always go for doors that have 2 or 3 cards behind them to avoid wasting time. For example, there are instances where the C card is locked behind 2 doors, and if you were to go for that, it will be a giant waste of time. The nice thing about aggressive is that even when the gas has started, you can still continue to loot a couple of extra pieces of loot before you head out. Obviously, when you do so, make sure to keep an eye on your health so you don't die in the middle of it. When it's time to start shooting your way out, you want to make sure again that you take it slow and steady to also prevent yourself from losing a lot of money. Because every time you get shot, you will lose a bit of money. Once you reach the stairs, you want to make sure that you are prepared for the 1 or 2 enemies that will be waiting for you after each set of stairs that you walk onto. An easier way to travel through the staircase is by going into first person, so you have better movement for the small area that you're in. Once you're out of the staircase, you want to make your way through the middle while picking off a few guys and make your way to the exit. Once you're outside, you want to head right and keep an eye on your radar for incoming enemies, especially for those sneaky NPCs who are trying to flank you. When you make it to the street, steal a civilian car or get your own getaway cars if they're parked across the street, and then make your way to the helicopter and fly off into the sunset. A quick tip I can give you is to aim your gun if you want to make small adjustments to your movements and not want to risk falling off. This is also very useful when you climb the 3 ledges. When you have reached the helicopter, you simply want to make your way to Blake County and lose the cops. The 3 drop-off locations are in the sawmill, underneath the big bridge near Avi's Island, and north of Paleto. So simply head to Paleto and you should have lost the cops by the time you reach the sawmill. And that is all there is to it. You have conquered the aggressive heist and have walked away with hopefully more money than you arrived with, because aggressive can get a little bit messy at times if you get shot too much. But you know what also is aggressive? Rips takes his wife and she figures out he's a tier 3 YouTube member. Join him and the other members today by clicking the join button down below. Thank you also very much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed or found it useful, subscribe for more, and I'll see you all later.